Hey everybody, it's Faith Harper with RE/MAX Northern Properties. And in classic elementary school style, I thought we'd have a vocabulary word and phrase test this week. I, like you, may be adding some new words and phrases to my vocabulary like telesales and pandemic proof and what it means to social distance. Zoom room is a new one that I learned, and so it's been a challenging time, has it not, for all of us these last several weeks. But I wanted to give you a quick market update with regard to real estate and share with you some things that I think might be helpful to you, homeowners and home buyers out there. One thing I wanted to talk about was that most economists agree that we're in a V-shaped economy. V-shaped meaning it's a sharp recession marked by a relatively quick recovery period. That's entirely different than the economy we experienced in 2007, 8, and 9. Most economists agree then that it was an L-shaped economy where it plummeted and it took many years going forward to recover, and we certainly have experienced that. But I wanted to get this quote right from Mark Fleming, chief economist at First American, and it says that while housing led the recession in 2008 and 2009, this time it might be poised to bring us out. And so I was very encouraged by that, and I would agree with that housing, up until about 35 to 40 days ago, housing statistics were positive. I mean, year over year numbers were great. We had more sales, prices were rising, and so all of the indicators were, really in a good place. So so recession does not always mean a housing crisis. So how do we go about moving forward? If you look at the supply and demand for houses, demand is up because inventory is down. The number of buyers that are out there simply do not have enough homes to choose from. And the number of months of inventory is simply not keeping pace with demand. And a lot of people have asked me too about employment. Well, what if you don't have a job, can you afford to buy a house? And it's true that many, unfortunately, have been affected by this health crisis that we've had, this pandemic. Even though there's a 20% of Americans that are unemployed, you got to remember that 80% of the people are still employed. And they need homes, they are getting married. They are having babies. They are having parents move in with them. Or they're having some change in their household dynamic that is simply forcing them to consider options. There's opportunity for transactions to occur. Now, if you're out there and you're thinking about selling, there's 3 specific steps you need to think about. Number 1, home valuation. You need a market analysis on your home that would tell you what houses like yours in size, age, and location have sold for recently, and thereby maybe set a precedence for what you could get for your home. But once you have that home valuation in hand and you know who your competition is, then you need to get a strategic plan for selling. And I can certainly help you with that. It's a lot of moving parts when you go to sell a home. There's a lot of components to it, and it is purely and most oftentimes a big decision for everybody, and it's emotional. It's an emotional decision for most people as well, because the home is where you live, move, and have your being, and it's for many the largest investment that they've ever made. So you want to make sure that you take care of that equity that's in your home. But the third thing, once you have the home valuation, you have a plan for selling, is how do you navigate this landscape? How do you navigate in this pandemic type situation that we're in? And we're here to help. We're your qualified realtor professionals, and we want to help you. And we have the ways and means to do it. Starting with virtual consultation, particularly if you're in a compromised situation. Or you don't want people in and out of your home, we can talk, about virtually, FaceTime, Skype, Zoom, pick your situation, or just by phone, if you want to do that. But we can talk to you about what it means to have a virtual showing, or what it means to show at a distance. We are certainly, and have been for a long time, using e-contracts, electronic contracts, and electronic signatures. And I can show you how to use that. And if you're that guy that does not want to, go electronic, we can certainly figure out a way to make that happen as well. But what are the safety protocols for me? If I'm a seller, how do I allow buyers into my home, people I don't know? There are certain safety protocol measures that we can take to limit the number of people that are showing, or to provide them with booties and gloves and masks or whatever we need to do. This is a very consumer-specific thing, and it requires one-on-one education and one-on-one conversation, and I want to be a resource to you in that process. But until then, please know that shelter is essential. Stay home, stay safe, and if I can help you in any way, you let me know. And I hope you scored 100 on your vocabulary test. Y'all have a great week.